Admiral Zethkar's 6 eyes narrowed as he studied the holographic display floating before his command throne. The massive Korthani dreadnought Voidcrusher hung motionless at the edge of what the primitive humans called Terran space, a laughably small sphere of influence around a single yellow star. Admiral, his tactical officer, hissed through mandibles that clicked nervously. "We're receiving another transmission from the humans." Zethkar's chitinous fingers drummed against his armrest. For 3 solar cycles, the Korthani Empire had been expanding through this spiral arm of the galaxy, absorbing primitive civilizations with the ease of a tsunami consuming sandcastles. Earth should have been no different. The hologram shimmered, revealing a human female in a crisp blue uniform. Her species looked so fragile, soft skin, only 2 eyes, no natural armor plating. Yet something in her expression made even Zethkar's battle-hardened crew shift uncomfortably. "This is Admiral Sarah Chen of the Terran Defense Force," the human began, her voice carrying across the bridge with unsettling calm. "You are currently positioned at the boundary of Terran space. This is your final warning. Turn back now, or face consequences your empire cannot comprehend." A chorus of clicking laughter erupted from Zethkar's bridge crew. The Admiral himself allowed a rare smile to crack his armored features. "Consequences?" he rumbled. "From a species that has barely left their home system?" But Subcommander Vextai, his intelligence officer, remained silent. She had been studying human transmissions for weeks, and something troubled her. The humans spoke with the confidence of a species that had never known defeat, yet their military appeared pathetically small compared to the Empire's might. "Admiral," Vextai ventured carefully, "perhaps we should consider why they seem so certain." Zethkar's eyes swiveled toward her. "Certain of what?" "They have perhaps 50 vessels in their entire fleet. We have brought 1,000 ships to claim their system." The human transmission continued. "We know you've conquered 17 civilizations in this sector. The Zelani fell in 3 days. The Morphic Collective lasted a week. The proud Centauri Republic managed 2 weeks of resistance." Admiral Chen's expression never changed. Each of them made the same mistake. They assumed that size of fleet determines the outcome of war. On the tactical display, red dots representing the Korthani Armada stretched across space like a crimson cloud. In contrast, the blue dots marking human vessels looked like scattered raindrops. "Show them our strength," Zethkar commanded. "Power up the main batteries. Let them see what they face." The Voidcrusher's weapon systems hummed to life, energy readings spiking across every scanner. The dreadnought's hull gleamed with charging plasma cannons, each one capable of cracking a moon. Behind it, 999 other warships followed suit, creating a light show visible across half the system. Admiral Chen watched this display without blinking. "Impressive," she said softly. "Your weapons could indeed destroy our ships. Your numbers could overwhelm our defenses. In any conventional war, you would win within hours." Zethkar leaned forward, anticipating surrender. However, Chen continued, "This will not be a conventional war." The human touched something off-screen, and suddenly every scanner on the bridge began screaming warnings. "What in the 7 hells?" Zethkar began. "Admiral." His sensor officer's voice cracked with panic. "I'm reading massive gravitational distortions throughout our formation. Something's happening to space itself." On the main display, reality began to warp. The stars themselves seemed to bend and twist around invisible focal points scattered throughout the Korthani fleet. Ships at the edge of the formation found themselves pulled sideways by forces that shouldn't exist. "You see," Admiral Chen's voice continued calmly as chaos erupted around them. "While you've been conquering civilizations, we've been doing something different. We've been learning to break the laws of physics." The first Korthani cruiser simply vanished, not destroyed, not damaged, but folded out of normal space-time entirely. Then another. The neat formation of the Empire's most powerful fleet began to dissolve as ships found themselves scattered across impossible geometries. Impossible! Zethkar roared. No species can manipulate space-time on this scale. Tell that to our researchers, Chen replied. They had an interesting theory. What if consciousness itself could affect quantum fields? What if intelligence, properly focused, could reshape reality at the fundamental level? Sub-Commander Vextai's mandibles chattered in terror as she watched her instruments. Admiral, they're not using technology. The energy signatures. They're organic. These distortions are being generated by living minds. Another wave of impossibility swept through the fleet. Gravity reversed direction around a squadron of destroyers, sending them tumbling helplessly through space. Energy weapons fired by panicking crews struck targets that weren't there anymore, or hit their own ships through folded space. The humans, Vextai whispered, they've evolved beyond the need for conventional weapons. Admiral Chen's image remained steady as the universe bent around her enemies. Every species you've conquered fought you with ships and guns and missiles. They played by the same rules you did. We decided to change the rules entirely. Zethkar watched half his fleet disappear into impossible angles of space. This is madness. You'll tear apart the fabric of reality. Only in your immediate vicinity, Chen assured him. We're quite precise. Our children learn to manipulate quantum fields before they learn to walk. Our philosophers can literally think impossible thoughts into existence. Our artists paint with the colors of dimensions you can't perceive. The Void Crusher itself began to feel the effects. The deck tilted at angles that hurt to contemplate, and crew members found themselves walking on walls that insisted they were floors. Last chance, Admiral, Chen said. Withdraw your fleet. Leave Terran space. Never return. Pride warred with survival instinct in Zethkar's multiple hearts. The Korthani Empire had never retreated. But then again, they had never faced an enemy that could rewrite the laws of reality through pure thought. All ships, he commanded through gritted mandibles, emergency withdrawal. Maximum speed. As the surviving vessels of the once mighty armada fled toward the edge of the system, Admiral Chen's final words followed them. Inform your Empire humanity has moved beyond physical existence. We are becoming something new, and we do not wish to be disturbed during our transformation. The last image transmitted back to Korthani space showed Earth hanging peacefully in the void, looking exactly as it had for millions of years. But around it, space itself rippled like water, and the stars danced to patterns that defied every law of physics the Empire knew. The Korthani never returned. Word spread quickly through the galaxy. There was a small blue world where mathematics had learned to dream, and where dreams had become more powerful than any weapon ever forged. Humanity continued its quiet evolution, reshaping reality one impossible thought at a time.